Hey guys, it's Blackwing2040 here with another comic book review for you guys. We're continuing our journey to the Blackest Night. We are almost there, guys. I kid you not, we are really almost there. So, I know it's been a long time since I reviewed these books, mainly because I completely lost track of, the whole character stories, because I read these stories so many times, I pretty much, forgot what happened in them. So, it's been a while since I read them. But here we are. We're almost there. This is Green Lantern Agent Orange. And of course, this introduces the Orange Lantern Corps and Larfleeze, who's probably one of the most coolest Green Lantern villains that Jeff Johns has ever made. And of course, introducing the Orange Lantern Corps. Now, of course, I say the oath. I found their oath very, very difficult, and plus it's hard to find because there are so many renditions of it, like, everywhere. But as always, we already know what the orange ring does to its wearer. It makes them very, very greedy. So, be warned. It's mine! It's mine! Now, let's begin with the oath, shall we? This power is mine. This is my light. Be it in bright of day or black of night. I lay claim to all that falls within my sight. To take what I want. That is my right. Now, let us begin. But remember, this is mine. You can't take it from me. It's mine. Mine. My precious. My beautiful, beautiful precious. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just adding a little extra character feel to it. And of course, I'm stepping out of character. But let's begin, shall we? So, our story begins in the Vega system. And this is a system that is prohibited for all Green Lanterns. They are not authorized to enter into the Vega system until that was broken. A group of beings known as the Controllers decided to fly all the way to the Vega system looking for the ultimate power. Their ultimate power that they were looking for was the Orange Light, or better yet, the Orange Lantern. So they fly to the planet Okira, and as soon as they get there, they are attacked by Orange Lanterns. Well, pretty much, this is what something for it is. This is what it is for you guys. The Orange Lanterns aren't, I would say they're not real people. The Orange Lantern, or better yet, the Orange Lantern Corps, to be honest, they're all constructs. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. So, the Controllers are killed by these Orange Lantern constructs, and suddenly you hear a voice say, "Guardians, you promised me peace. Now, it's time to pay the piper." I mean, he didn't really say that, but pretty much there was a voice, and now this voice wants revenge. So, we fly all the way back to the Blue Lantern planet Odom, where we have Hal Jordan still having the Blue Lantern ring on his finger. Because the last time we saw Hal, he was fighting the Red Lanterns, and he turned into a Red Lantern after the death of Green Lantern turned Red Lantern Lyra. And after that, Hal got angry. He got a red ring. Her Red Lantern ring went onto Hal's finger, and then Hal became a Red Lantern. Then St. Walker decided to give Hal his blue ring, and now Hal is a Green and a Blue Lantern at the exact same time. And plus, it's very dangerous for him now because a Blue Lantern ring powers up a Green Lantern's ring twice its maximum power. So whenever a Green Lantern's in the vicinity of a Blue Lantern, a Green Lantern's power is doubled. But then again, they had to be careful with this though, because that much power can tend to lead to a power overload, and you all know what happens to it when a power overload happens. So Hal is very angry that he still has this blue ring on. He's trying so hard to get it off. It's still overpowering him, and the ring keeps asking him what does he hope for. Yet he doesn't know what he hopes for. So he flies back to Oa and see if the Guardians could get it off of him. But that doesn't work well for him at all. So as the Guardians are trying to get the ring off his finger, they are very angry at Hal at the same time because what's the name of it? Ganthet and Sade were banished from the Guardians, and Hal didn't want any, I would say, no conflict with them, or better yet, the Guardians don't want anything to do with him at all. They really just threw him out the, like, seriously, just put him aside. They don't care about. The Guardians are so heartless. I kid you not. They really hate people. I really don't know what's their problem. So while the Guardians are trying to get the ring off, the blue ring off Hal, Green Lantern Steel, who's pretty much a robot lantern, he shows up battle damaged with an orange lantern symbol on his chest. And this happens. Larfleeze, or better yet, a bare image of Larfleeze, warns the Guardians, saying, "You said it'd be mine, you said I had peace," and now the Guardians figure out they need to go to Okira, because this is what happened. The Guardians made a deal with Larfleeze back before he had the ring. He was part of a race, and this was during the time where the Manhunters were still active, and this was before the Green Lanterns ever existed. Larfleeze and 5 other of his friends that looked just like him, they were searching for treasure. They stole treasure, they were on the run, Manhunters were killing them left and right, and as soon as they escaped from the Manhunters, they were in this jungle, and a temple in the jungle. My gosh, sorry. So as they were going through the temple, each of them were getting killed by, each of the booby traps, and there were only 2 people left, Larfleeze and his friend. So when they found the orange light, these 2 began to fight over it, and that led to, greed controlling both of them. So Larfleeze turned out to be the victor, holding the power, and the Guardians made a deal. No one will bother you. This area will be completely closed throughout the galaxy. No one will bother you. Until, the controllers broke that treaty. So with that happening, Larfleeze is angry with the Guardians because they broke their promise, and now the Guardians are going to have to head all the way to Okira to, sort it out with him. So later, somewhere far off in the galaxy, we had the newest member of the Star Sapphires, Fatality. Yeah, her name is actually Fatality. Fatality was a member of the Sinestro Corps, and she was also trained as a warrior, and also to instill fear. So she was trapped on Zamaron in a conversion crystal, and the conversion crystal turned her into a Star Sapphire. So now she's wandering the universe looking for John Stewart, because before she had a huge grudge against John because he let her planet die, as well as his wife Kadmatui. The planet Xanshi exploded, and John felt guilty for himself for not saving the planet in time. So he has like a huge, burden to carry. So you can say, but of course, John always pulls through. But anyway, so Hal Jordan, still having, the green and the blue ring, with a couple of other Green Lanterns, fly to the planet Okira to sort things out with Larfleeze. And as soon as they get there, they're under attack by, Orange Lantern constructs. While that's happening, they're all being attacked left and right by all these Orange Lanterns, and suddenly Hal made it into the cave. And now, once Hal saw Larfleeze, and Larfleeze spotted the blue ring that Hal had on his finger, he said, "I want one." And now this makes things even a whole lot worse. So now Hal and Larfleeze are pretty much, you could say, having a little bit of a standoff. They're negotiating, and of course Larfleeze is wanting the blue ring to be his for so much, and Hal tries, reason with him. So what he does, he tries taking the ring off, but he can't. The blue ring is still stuck to him. So Larfleeze tries to take it from him by force. And how does he do this? He cuts off Hal's arm and takes the ring. So as he takes the ring, puts it on his finger, he becomes a Blue Lantern just for a quick little tiny bit of a second. And then the blue ring disappears. It was all just a trick. So, can you believe that? Hal tricking one of the most greediest people in the galaxy. So, Hal tricked Larfleeze into having the blue ring, and the blue ring is still on Hal's finger. So Hal decides to take the Orange Lantern from Larfleeze. So he does, but it does not work, because the Orange Lantern doesn't really work well with new users because Larfleeze had it for so long he's used to its power. And while they're battling, Hal creates a huge construct of all the any Green Lantern possible that could pop up into his head, and he easily defeats Larfleeze. While that's happening, back outside, John Stewart is approached by Fatality, and she decides to forgive him for not saving the planet Xanshi. So, and plus, she kisses him, and she starts to have a little bit of affection for John. John doesn't want this, and he really doesn't. He's not in the mood for like a love life anymore. And I don't blame him. So after that's happening, the battle is won. The Guardians make a deal with another deal with Larfleeze, and they said and plus this establishes another new law for the Book of Oa. It states that the Green Lanterns are free to enter the Vega system. So that's over. They travel, and John Stewart asks the Guardians what was the deal that they made, and he said that's none of their concern. So, but guess I'll tell you what really happened. So the Guardian Scar decides to tell. Okay, this is what Larfleeze's deal was. He wanted to know where is the source of the Blue Lantern's rings. So Scar, the evil rogue Guardian, they don't know this yet, but she tells Larfleeze where the Blue Lanterns are located, and as soon as that happens, he plans an all-out assault on the planet Odom. And that ends the story for right there. And we travel on to back to where, you remember how I told you where that huge black lantern is? Turns out Lantern Sarik found it, and he feels a spirit inside the Black Lantern. That spirit actually is the corpse of the Anti-Monitor. So the Anti-Monitor is the power source for the Black Lantern power battery. And then we travel all the way back on Earth, and Hal's trying to reconnect his life by finding Carol and wondering where she is. And turns out she has become a Star Sapphire herself. And that just leads to another bigger thing, and pretty much that's where our story ends. So I know I tried to explain this as much detail as possible, guys. I didn't go too far into it. I did kind of make this a bit quick, but I wanted to get this done as soon as possible. So we're done with this book, and now we're gonna move on to the last book before the Blackest Night, and that will be Green Lantern Corps Emerald Eclipse. And that is something, or better yet, in that book, so many secrets are gonna be revealed. I kid you not, it's gonna be so awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching this review, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know I feel like I'm babbling a lot with these reviews, guys. I try to do my best to explain it imperfectly. I don't have a script where I read, because I don't want to read a script while I'm telling you guys this, because it may feel weird. So I feel like I'm just doing this at the top of my head. At least you guys accept that I'm doing this, which is perfectly fine. But thank you so much for watching this review. Like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next Green Lantern book review. And until then, I am Vengeance. I am Darkness. I am Blackwing. Stay golden. And this is mine. You can't have it.